on, let's see, what was this person's first impression of you? Based off of the character you chose, this person's first impression could be that you're very stylish. I'm picking up on that song by Prince called Raspberry Beret. Whatever you were wearing, you were rocking it. That's how this person felt. Their first impression of you is that you have a very unique sense of style. Some of you guys have tattoos, piercings, maybe your hair is dyed a different color, or it has a really interesting cut. This person's first impression was that they've never met anyone else like you before. But I'm getting based off of your outside appearance. Yeah, like this person's first impression is that you look really cool, you look fly. I just heard the word dope. Okay, so there's something that you do here that no one else could do. So we have the fish. So this person's first impression is that you're very explorative, especially when it comes to how you present yourself on the outside. Okay, they could have also perceived you as someone who was a bit jittery, kind of all over the place. Or maybe this has to do with what you are wearing. Okay, you could have had on a lot of different patterns and colors, but for some reason, their first impression was that it works. It wouldn't work for anyone else, but it works for you for some reason, okay? Some of you guys, you could be a water sign, specifically a Pisces, but there is this watery element to you that this person could feel and see. Okay, so this person's first impression as well is that you're very go with the flow. They could have felt like you had a very nice, easygoing conversation. You didn't get stumped, this person didn't. And that's only if you had a conversation with this person, right? But if you did, they felt like it was very easy. It wasn't hard to talk to you. This person's first impression is that you have a lot of evil eye around you with the snake card, okay? Maybe you've been a victim of bullying because of how you express yourself, but this person's first impression is that you don't care about that, okay? This person's first impression is that you have a very strong sense of self. They could have also felt like you were very creative and artistic, just a very unique person. Someone they've never met before. They've never met anyone like you. Tell me more. What was this person's first impression of my pile number one? Some of you guys wear very cool jewelry, or like a lot of it. I'm seeing layers. And if it's not jewelry, it's with your clothing. Maybe you met this person in the fall or winter time and you were all bundled up. Or maybe you met them in warmer weather and you had on layers. Okay, that's something that they could have noticed about you. We're seeing the moon, okay? So we have more water energy. Some of you guys could also be a Cancer. You're very mystical, okay? Or that's how this person perceived you. This person's first impression of you is that you're very intriguing. There's more than what meets the eye with you. Even though how you present yourself on the outside is very interesting, this person was also intrigued by your mind. If you were talking about a specific topic, it could have been about spirituality, and this person found that really neat. The King of Swords. This person's first impression is that you are a great conversationalist. Okay, their first impression is that you never run out of things to talk about. You have a lot of knowledge. You're very educated about something specific here. Maybe it's about spirituality, divination. It could be about religion, or if it's not that, it's some sort of hobby or craft that you have. So I saw confidence at the bottom of this deck. Yeah, so this person's first impression of you is that you have a very strong sense of self, with this moon card, even if and when other people don't understand it, that doesn't stop you from being you, okay? And I feel like this person admired that. Maybe you're someone who gets a lot of strange looks or people side eye you for something that you do here, something that you wear, something that you talk about. But this person's first impression is that you are who you are and you would never dim yourself for anyone. Maybe people have the tendency to try to put you out or dim your spark, but this person's first impression is that you don't allow other people to make you feel a certain type of way about yourself. Maybe this person witnessed you getting bullied. Maybe this was at a workplace, it was in a social circle, some sort of function or gathering. But this person noticed that, yeah, we have anxiety in the reverse. You don't let anything get you down. Or it could be something here too where maybe their first impression was that you do struggle with anxiety because of other people's projections, perhaps, but you do a good job at not letting that get you down, or you do a good job at not showing people that you have been affected by something. So this person's first impression is that you really hold your composure, okay? Even if something was bothering you or upsetting you, I don't feel like you suppress it, but yeah, if you're not doing good, you don't let others know that, okay? Because I don't know, maybe there's people here who have the tendency to kick you when you're down. So you've learned to hide when you're not doing good or something's been going on. Tell me more. What did I just hear? There's bigger fish to fry. So this person's first impression is that maybe there's a lot of people around you who try to get into your head, okay, plant seeds of doubt, but you have bigger and better things to focus on. You don't let things occupy your mind for too long. Okay, I feel like this person's first impression is that you're really good at resetting or starting over. I feel like this person also perceived you as a free spirit. You go wherever the wind takes you. It seems like a lot of you guys have to set boundaries with people. You have to cut them off. You have to move away from them with this fish card. Maybe this person's first impression too is that you keep to yourself a lot. Okay, you might have some sort of trust issues. Tell me more. Victim. Didn't I say in the beginning that you guys could have been a victim of bullying? Okay, maybe this person's first impression of you is that a lot of individuals have tried to shame you for who you are. Also, what I'm getting to though is you're not a victim of your circumstances with anxiety in the reverse. With the fish card, you're really good at moving on. What am I hearing? Like take a hike? Yeah, it's weird. A lot of people try to trigger you, pile number one. Yeah. And it's taken you some time to develop strategies to not let that get to you. We have pioneer. Yeah, in the beginning, I was getting that you guys do something no one else does. It really sets you apart from the rest. And only you can do it for some reason. If someone else tried to do it, it would be weird. Or if someone else tried to do it, this person or others would think, oh, they're definitely copying pile number one. I feel like this person's first impression is that maybe they just got the feeling that you've been through some really difficult things, but you wear it well. Something here, maybe you had to grow up really fast, or yeah, something could have happened in your childhood that caused issues. But this person, their first impression is that you're a very healthy, strong individual. You have a strong sense of self. You're like this unicorn. You're very individualistic. Okay, let's see. Tell me more. So maybe this person's first impression as well is that you're very sensitive, but not in a way where it's detrimental. Maybe you're sentimental. I'm picking up on something here. Maybe you had like a good family member or friend pass away and you could wear their clothes. That's only going to be a small message for some of you guys, okay? For some reason, that's coming through. But yeah, you're very sentimental. Maybe whatever you wear, whatever tattoos you have, whatever piercings or the things that you wear, they mean something to you. There's this one thing where, let's say someone's wearing an outfit that someone's confused by, and they say something along the lines of, oh, did you get dressed in the dark today? Maybe someone has made a comment like that towards you. But it's interesting because everything you do or how you present yourself, it's intentional. I feel like maybe you've just gotten used to people misunderstanding you. Yeah, I feel as though this person's first impression is that you're very misunderstood or you're a very deep soul. And maybe the way other people used to treat you or the comments they would make really affected you, but now it's so easy for you to brush those types of things off. Okay, we have marriage coming out. Something else also fell on the floor. Marriage and promise. So this person's first impression of you is that you would be a very good life partner. Okay, their first impression is that you're someone who has been put through the ringer and you deserve love and care. This person's first impression is that you are deserving of someone who is always on your team. Yeah, their first impression is that you deserve someone who will always back you up and be on your side. This person's first impression, it's interesting. They could have saw their life flash before their eyes. Okay, they could have saw a future with you. Or currently in this moment when you're watching this, they could be fantasizing and daydreaming about almost saving you. And I don't feel like you guys need saving. Maybe this person has like a savior complex, and you could be someone who maybe you don't ask for help. You're so used to dealing with things on your own that you couldn't even imagine who you would call or who you would go to if you need help. Okay, so this person's first impression is that like they want to be that person for you. Very interesting. I mean, in this card, he's proposing. He's on one knee, he has a ring, he's putting it on her finger, and then in this card, they're getting married. How interesting for both of these cards to come out in this deck. I mean, it's not too thick, but there's a lot of cards in there. And at the bottom of this deck, we have care. Look at that. We also have aid. Yeah, withdrawal in the reverse. This person's first impression is that you've been through a lot. Yeah, look at that accident victim. So their first impression is that you're not a victim of your circumstances, but they would like to be there for you. Yeah, it's like this person feels like they have the capacity to care about you and show up for you, and they would love to be that person in your life. But that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 1. Thanks for watching. Hi, pile 2. Let's see, what was this person's first impression of you? They could have felt like you were very tall, or some of you guys have very long legs. You're giving off this model vibe. You could have a very unique facial structure. You have a really unique feature that sets you apart. I'm picking up on the song California Girls, where Snoop Dogg says, toned, tan, fit, and ready. Turn it up because it's getting heavy. So this person's first impression of you is that you are very confident. You're very comfortable in your skin. Some of you guys, you were showing skin. because I just heard, look at you with that hot little bod. Okay, so yeah, this person definitely noticed your physical appearance and they thought you looked really good. Maybe this person saw you at a gym or doing a physical activity and they were like, damn, pal number two looks really good. Look at those legs. Look at those arms. Yeah, like this person felt like you were very toned. Okay, we have the horse coming out. I'm also picking up on that song by Ariana Grande called Seven Rings, where she says, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. So this person's first impression of you is that you're very focused or you're a very determined person. Yeah, this person perceived you as someone who is always transforming or developing in all areas of your life, physically, spiritually, mentally. Some of you guys have a very demanding career with the B card here. This person's first impression is that you're in your bag or you're always getting to the bag. And that makes sense with that Ariana Grande song. Some of you guys, you work multiple jobs. Okay, so this person's first impression of you is that you are a hard worker. You're very dedicated to yourself. Yeah, this person's first impression of you is that you're very goal oriented. You know, when you see someone who has a lot of muscle and you're like, damn, like that definitely took dedication. So this person perceives you as someone who's very dedicated. Yeah, like you don't give up easily. You're very strong. So whether that's physically or mentally or both, yeah, this person's first impression of you is that you're very strong and busy. Okay, maybe they felt like it would be hard to spend time with you. The Ten of Pentacles. Stanley, stop it. Tell me more. What was this person's first impression of my pile number two? The Ace of Cups kind of came out in the reverse. So their first impression of you is you're not focused on love right now or romantic connections because you're very occupied with work, your career, your education, or with yourself. The Nine of Cups. So this person's first impression of you is that you're single, you're not looking for love, but you're content on your own. Yeah, like this person's first impression is that you're someone who would take yourself out on a date. You would go to lunch by yourself, or like you take yourself shopping. Yeah, this person's first impression of you is that you're very independent and like you don't need anyone, you don't rely on anyone. Again, if you want something, you will work very hard for it. Tell me more. I'm hearing sirens going off outside, and what I'm getting from that is just hot, something about heat. This person's first impression of you is that you're the whole package. Like you look good physically, you're intelligent, you have a mind that works very well. Okay, we have rejection kind of coming out in the reverse too. But we can read both the Ace of Cups and rejection in the reverse the same way. I mean, it came out upright for me, but I'm just gonna leave it how I feel it's supposed to be. So this person's first impression of you is that like you don't date, but you absolutely could if you wanted to. Something here about you're not on the market. I don't know, maybe some of you guys are in a relationship. If you're not, this person's first impression of you is that you willingly take yourself out of the dating scene. Yeah, because you're too busy, you're too focused on your goals, and this person finds that very attractive. Yeah, their first impression is that it's very attractive how you can be alone. Maybe you prefer to be alone. You feel like you get more done when you're by yourself and you don't have all these different energies around you. This person's first impression is that if this is a romantic type of thing, like if they had a crush on you, they feel like you would reject them. Okay, they could also feel like you get a lot of love offers or a lot of people ask you out, but you decline. I just heard though you politely decline. This person's first impression of you is that you know your worth. Okay, and it's like you don't sell yourself short. You want the best for yourself, and you will stop at nothing until you achieve that, because I also saw the phoenix at the bottom of this deck. Some of you guys could be from the West Coast or you're on the West Coast, because I did pick up on California girls and now I'm seeing Phoenix. Some of you guys could be from Arizona or that's significant. Yeah, because also in California girls, Snoop Dogg says, Wild, Wild West Coast. These are the girls I love the most or we love the most. So this person's first impression of you is maybe that you come from different backgrounds or different locations. Okay, maybe some of you guys grew up in poverty, but you broke that cycle. Student. Yeah, this person's first impression of you is that like you're very educated. Some of you guys could be in school for something. This person's first impression of you is that you love learning and growing. So that's why you're never in a relationship, or it's like you don't have time to put yourself out there because you're getting to the money, or you're trying to get that degree, you're trying to get that certification. There's a car you want to buy, I don't know, maybe some shoes, a house. Okay, this person's first impression of you too is that you're very good with money. Their first impression of you as well is that maybe you're alone all the time, but that's for your protection. Some of you guys do have a lot. And not that you're worried about people taking from you, because this person's first impression is that you would never let anyone get one over on you, but you could be very protective about what it is you have or what you have created for yourself. So this person's first impression is that you're very careful about who you let into your circle, who you let into your life. And it's not because you're avoidant. You just know your worth, or you know what it is you have to offer. Maybe this person's first impression of you as well is that you're serious or you are taken very seriously, okay, especially in your career. So we have Knight coming out, kind of in the reverse as well. We're just going to keep it this way. Yeah, so it says loyalty, romance, a love of honor. So this person's first impression of you, it's either that you wouldn't be interested in them romantically or you're not interested in anyone romantically. I don't know, maybe someone here is, what is that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it asexual? I'm not exactly sure. Where it's like you're not really attracted to anyone. It's like you're attracted to the betterment of yourself and bettering your life and your circumstances. Detective. Yeah, this person's first impression of you guys is that, again, you're very smart. You could have an extremely high IQ. Also, what I'm getting for this, though, is you're not looking for love right now. Or maybe it's something here, this person could get the impression that you are closed off to any sort of romantic connections because of a previous relationship. Maybe you were hurt really bad. So for some of you guys, this person's first impression could be that you bury yourself in work. to kind of avoid thinking about your romantic life. Some of you guys watched pile number 1. I don't know if I'm going to take this, but we do have marriage coming out. Okay, and we have death. So some of you guys were previously married and now you're divorced. I don't know how this person would know that based off of a first impression. Maybe they did some sort of stalking or something and found a previous relationship of yours that you're no longer in. And their first impression could be that you are closed off because of that previous relationship. Tell me more. What was this person's first impression of my pile number 2? Okay, we have apology in the reverse as well. So this person's first impression of you is that you're very unapologetic about choosing yourself. You're not sorry about putting yourself and your needs first. Maybe you were in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, okay? It could be a family relationship, a friend. You could have put others before you, and you could have felt like you wasted a lot of your resources on someone or people who didn't reciprocate, okay? So this person's first impression is that you're not sorry about taking your power back or focusing solely on yourself. But yeah, this person doesn't think you're mean. Yeah, we have sweetheart here. Their first impression is that you're very kind, you're courteous, but you have boundaries. Okay, or it's something here where you know your limits. Okay, you could be someone here who doesn't drink alcohol. That's coming through for some reason with this Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I was picking up on like a very healthy person. Like you treat your physical vessel very nicely. Okay, that was this person's first impression. Maybe, yeah, that's what it is. You stay in, you don't go out, you don't party. And maybe people have tried to make you feel a certain way about that, but you don't feel bad about putting yourself first and taking care of yourself in all areas of your life. Yeah, we do have this 3 of Cups with that 9 of Cups. So yeah, this person's first impression is that you are content being by yourself. I just heard it's better to be safe than sorry. Some of you guys too, you could have children from a previous connection, okay? So yeah, this person perceived you as someone who is very kind, loving, outgoing, but not in a way where you like go out and party or mingle or flirt with people. Some of you guys, yeah, their first impression is that you conserve your energy, okay? And you don't feel bad about that. You don't feel bad about rejecting the things that don't feel right, whether it's a person, a job, whatever it is, right? You don't feel bad about saying no. But that doesn't mean that you're mean. I just feel like you are protective of yourself or your assets, again, what it is that you have created for yourself. And I'm also seeing introvert. Okay, so this person, their first impression is that, yeah, you stay to yourself, but you're very cool. Yeah, you're very kind. You could be easygoing, but like you have your limits. Okay, but that's what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 2, thanks for watching. Okay, pile 3, let's see, what was this person's first impression of you? Man, okay. Feeling very out of breath. You could have taken this person's breath away. Whatever their first impression was of you, they weren't expecting it. Something about the first impression was very shocking or captivating. The bear coming out. Okay, so this person's first impression of you is that you're very intense. You have the sea serpent. Yeah, with the sea serpent, what I'm getting is that something about the first impression was very unexpected. Some of you guys might have a very deep voice. It's like a juxtaposition to your physical appearance. Also, what I'm getting with the bear card is that, what is that? This person's first impression of you is that you're very alert or aware of your surroundings. So that's why I was getting this protective vibe. Also with the sea serpent, I'm getting that as well. Okay, tell me more. Okay, for some of you guys, their first impression is that you're very on guard, maybe a bit closed off. Maybe you guys look a little mean or stern. You could have a resting bitch face. I don't know, maybe you're used to people being really weird towards you, even predatory. So it's like you kind of have to give back that same energy of like, don't come near me, I'll bite, I'll bark. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting this energy that their first impression is that either like you're aggressive because you have to be, or there's people like there's energies around you that are aggressive towards you. Yeah, like this person's first impression is that you could get hit on a lot, you could get catcalled. Yeah, there's something here about unwanted advances that people put on you. Okay, that's this person's first impression. So because of those experiences, this person perceives you as someone who is like closed off. The Hermit, you guys could definitely be an earth sign. Just picking up on that with the bear. It's weird for this pile, I'm feeling unusually quiet. So maybe this person's first impression is that you're shy, or if you're not shy, you're just a bit skeptical about who you open up to. But once you feel safe around someone, you're an open book. Tell me more. Okay. We have peace coming out kind of in the reverse. I'm going to read it both ways. This person's first impression of you is that there's always people all up in your space or in your face. Or it's something here, like if you have a resting bitch face, this person's first impression of you is that you don't want to be bothered. We have sweetness. Some of you guys watched pile number 2. They're definitely very different energies, but I'm picking up on this connective thread between the two piles of being protective over yourself. Some of you guys, you watch pile number 1. Their first impression is that you don't have someone to look after you or take care of you or keep you safe. So that's something you have to do for yourself. Like this person's first impression of you is that no matter how mean your face might look, or it's like you're trying to dodge this person or other people, you're actually very soft, but you just haven't felt safe enough around someone to be expressive in that way and be your true self. Like, yeah, this person's first impression is that you're very much so on guard, but they feel like this is because you're protecting yourself from people who try to disrupt your energy. I'm hearing, can I get a break? Or give me a break? You might be someone who deals with a lot of heavy stuff here, or when you met this person, that's how they perceived you. Like you were going through a lot, maybe that you couldn't talk about, even though so desperately you just wanted to have a safe space to let it all out with this Knight of Swords. But yeah, their first impression of you is that maybe something was bothering you with this piece in the reverse. There was something heavy on your mind or in your heart. This person could have felt like they weren't able to get a true first impression or see you for who you really were. They could have felt like you were hiding something, or you were putting on a brave face, you were putting on a good face. This person's first impression of you is that you were in need of some sort of comfort. Yeah, with trust. This person's first impression is that you don't trust a lot of people. Maybe others have burned you in the past. Okay, let's see. Let's get another card. Yeah, so this person's first impression is that you were closed off, but they feel like there was a reason behind that. You're not that way just because. They feel like something must have happened for you to be that way or act that way. Some of you guys, you could be short. I just heard short and sweet. Oh, we have two coming out. We're just going to get one because I don't have room for that. So it's something here about maybe you guys shoving your emotions in deep down. You shelved something. But I did see vampire. So this person's first impression of you is that you were drained. Or what was I hearing? I'm not sure if I already said that, but restless. Maybe this person thought you looked tired or overwhelmed. Like something has been disrupting you. It's so funny this card wanted to come out again because this was one of them that came out. So we have a vampire. Some of you guys, you could be, what is that, like goth or emo? You might wear a lot of black. And the character you guys chose, I'm pretty sure she's wearing all black, or there's some gray in there, which we also have in this piece card. What I'm getting with the vampire card is this person's first impression of you is that you were drained, you were overwhelmed, you were tired. And like there could have been so much going on in your mind internally, but the whole entire time you just had like a straight face, or again, like the RBF. This person's first impression too is that maybe, yeah, there's a lot of people around you who drain your energy or try to drain your energy, whether this is people you work closely with, so colleagues, family, friends, or random strangers. Again, I was picking up on this like cat calling type of energy. Whatever it is, this person felt like it's kind of just like the life was sucked out of you, but that's not your true form with child nature. Yeah, this person's first impression is that something has happened to you that maybe has rocked your world, and you're trying your best not to show it on the outside, but like they can see it, or they, if they can't see it, they can feel it. Let me read what this says. Makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. I did say something in the beginning about you guys being very aware. Maybe you're hyper aware of your surroundings or what's going on around you. Like this person's first impression is that it's hard for you to relax. So this person's first impression of you as well is that you're very private. Again, you're a closed book. And as I was starting to speak, I felt like my throat was closing up. So this person feels like there's more to you, there's more you want to say, but maybe you keep your conversations short. Or it's also just something here too, if you're not resonating with any of this, you have a very dark style. going back to that goth emo type of vibe. Okay, we're not going to take all of these, but we have stop, nightmare, disturbance, and then we also have vow. So this person's first impression is that you're going through a lot, you're going through a hard time. There's something that has happened in your life that has shook you to your core or disturbed you somehow, and it's heavy. Yeah, in the beginning when I started your pile, I felt like almost as though I couldn't breathe. Something about your life force here is not that it's gone, it's just you guys are tired. Maybe you feel like you're reliving the same day. There's this one song by Lana Del Rey. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's this one lyric in it where it says, I need to get this narcissist off my back. But it's, what is it? I need to get this black narcissist off my back. And we're not referring to race. We're referring to like a dark evil entity, right? Like this big black dark heavy force. Okay, this person just feels like you could be carrying something very heavy, and it's something about it, it's never ending, it's reoccurring. What else does it say in that song? They ask if I'm happy, they know that I'm not, but at least I can say I'm not sad, because hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have. I don't know, for some of you guys, maybe this person perceived you as someone who has like given up, or you're close to giving up because you're tired. But this is so funny. This card came out in pile number 2. It might have came out in pile number 1 as well. But again, going back to that child nature card, this person's first impression of you is that however you're presenting right now is not your true form. You're just, when they met you, you were going through something. And it's like they felt bad. Oh my gosh. Can we just get one card, please? What was this person's first impression of my pile number 3? Natural disaster. Yeah, that definitely checks out. Risk, frustration, survive. So it's quite possible, who's ever watching this pile, you've been in survival mode for a very long time, and that is starting to weigh on you. And this person could sense that heavily. You didn't even have to say anything. This person just felt it. We also have accident. Some of you guys could have watched all piles. Look, we have death. What I was also getting with vampire, now it's coming back to me because I lost it when it first came out. You guys could be grieving something. You're mourning a loss in your life here. Yeah, with peace in the reverse, someone may have passed away. So this person's first impression is that you lost something very significant to you unexpectedly with natural disaster. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job. It could be a friend. It could be a house, a car. It's going to be different for all of you guys, right? But their first impression is that you unexpectedly lost something very significant to you, and you were mourning that when they met you. So this person's first impression of you is that you're grieving something or someone. Yeah, that had to do with some sort of accident. Withdrawal in the reverse, and it's like you're having a hard time getting over something here, and it's disrupting your mind. Some of you guys, what am I getting? You're having a hard time carrying on. There's this one song by My Chemical Romance. What is it? Is it Welcome to the Black Parade? See, we're picking up on a lot of energy of darkness here, but a lyric is sticking out to me where he says, we'll carry on. Even though you're dead and gone, believe me, we'll carry on. So this is kind of separate from this reading and this person, but there's your spirit team coming through, or the person that you lost here who believes in you and they want you to carry on, okay? It seems like you've been in the depths of hell, but okay. Some of you guys, this is a passed on person coming through, okay? Whether it's a loved one, a friend, whoever it may be. For some of you guys, it's a pet. They want you to know that like they've crossed over and they're at peace. and they want you to be at peace, okay? Yeah, something here happened very unexpectedly. There was no goodbye, okay? It's like you might be feeling a lot of remorse, regret, and sorrow, but whoever this person is, or it's like your spirit team, it's God, they want you to carry on, okay? I'm going to tap out of this energy though, pile number 3. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, pile 4, let's see what was this person's first impression of you. Immediately, the song I'm picking up on from the character you chose is Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne, especially the part where she says, hell yeah, I'm the mother effing princess. Okay. Okay. This person's first impression of you, I don't know if this is a family friend or someone who knows your family. You could be from a very wealthy family, okay? You're always used to receiving princess treatment. You could have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Or even if that's not true, that was this person's first impression. She's like, so whatever, you can do so much better. This person could have had the first impression that like you could have anyone you want. I'm not going to say too much about that. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe this person's first impression is that you would steal someone's man, someone's woman. This person's first impression is that you're a heartbreaker. This person's first impression is that you're used to getting what you want. Some of you too, you could be very musically inclined, or you're a big music person. So we have the spider. Yeah, this is giving me this energy of like twisting and turning and winding. Some of you guys, you drive very fast or you drive a very nice car. Some of you guys, you have your car wrapped in a certain color. And that shows like, oh yeah, they definitely have some money. The lizard. This person's first impression of you is that like you trap people in your web and you leave them wanting more. You know how the lizard, like it's very dry and scaly. So this person's first impression is that like you could starve people of like your affection, your time, or your attention. I don't know, for some of you guys, this person could have perceived you as a bit dangerous. You live on the wild side, or it could be that you take a lot of risks or you engage in risky behavior. But what I'm really getting is that their first impression is you leave people wanting more. Something here about like a trap though. What is that, like a Venus flytrap? I don't know, some of you guys could potentially get involved in messy situations. You could get wrapped up in drama or maybe even in other people's relationships. And I'm just getting that because of the girlfriend song, okay? Like, I don't know, maybe this person's first impression is that like people would leave their partners and spouses for you because you just have it like that, like you're the full package. Okay, this is what I'm getting to. This person's first impression of you is that you could give off this good girl vibe, but really you're a bad girl or a boy, right? Flip the roles. Yeah, like you could come off as very innocent, but this person knows deep down you're not. It's this energy. What is that song by 5 Seconds of Summer? It's called Good Girls. She said to me, forget what you saw, because good girls are bad girls that haven't been caught. And yeah, it's something here about the spider web. You like the thrill or the adrenaline rush of getting caught. Okay? So I don't know, it's kind of giving this like cheating type of energy. And that doesn't have to be true, right? Take what resonates, but that was this person's first impression. It could be something here too where this person's first impression is that maybe your family knows one side of you that is this like good girl persona, but then everyone else knows you to be this like wild, free spirit. I don't know, for some reason when I think about the spider, it kind of reminds me of like karma. Maybe this person's first impression of you is that you get involved with a lot of people who aren't good for you, or you could have a lot of karmic debt. due to the people you create relationships with. And I don't want to say this, but it's coming out. And if this doesn't resonate, please choose another pile and do not let this trigger you if you know it's not your story, right? But I have to be honest, this person's first impression of you is that you're a little bit of a liar. Okay? Or oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to say that. We'll see if that comes back out. I totally forgot what else I was going to say because I had these two vulgar words come to mind. Okay, let's move on to another deck. The Six of Wands. This person's first impression is that you have people flocking to you. You have people pining after you. Yeah, it's like you suck them in with this Moon card. Okay, that was the word I was getting before the other two came up. This person could feel like, or their first impression was that you are a liar. Or you could be like two-faced. You have different personas. It depends on who you're around. That determines how you act. I don't know why this pile is feeling a bit aggressive. Okay, we have the Lovers. Yeah, you have a lot of options in love. You have a lot of suitors. And before I started your pile, I did see the Peacock at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. I split the deck. We have the Octopus. What am I getting? Too many hands in the cookie jar. Okay, I'm just going to say the word because it came out and I didn't want to say it, but I heard skank, okay, or I heard the word cheap. And now that I got too many hands in the cookie jar, sometimes when I think about cookie, it reminds me of the coochie. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I don't know who this person is, you guys, but I also just heard ran through. Okay, so this person could think that, or that was their first impression. Good Lord. Yeah, with the Six of Wands, like you have a lot of romantic or sexual partners, a lot of soul ties because of that with the Spider card, or you just have a lot of connections. I'm also picking up on this song called Hoes Come Easy. I give no fucks, hoes come easy. So this person's first impression is that it's really easy for you to get a date. It's really easy for you to kind of like wrap people up into you and have them hooked on you. Yeah, like this person's first impression is that maybe a lot of people get like obsessive over you, especially after being intimate, if that is the case. We have fear. Yeah, this person's a bit afraid of you, or that was their first impression. Like, or it could be something here where they perceive you as someone who's like very risky. So we have energy coming out kind of in the reverse. This person's first impression is that like they couldn't trust you, or like you have a lot of different people and energies around you, so that's why they can't trust you. Success. Some of you guys are very well off. Okay, you could be very wealthy, or you receive some sort of inheritance that has like set you up for life. Okay, this person's first impression is that, oh my, holy shit, my cat just jumped up on his tree and that scared me. He came out of nowhere. Yeah, so maybe this person feels like their first impression is that you're kind of sly. Confirmation. But yeah, with energy in the reverse, they just feel like they can't trust you. Stanley, hold on, guys. Hold on. Stop. 1 second. I'm almost done. My cat's currently trying to get out of the window. So yeah, this is giving me sneaking out. Okay, so I'm picking back up on that Good Girl song by 5 Seconds of Summer. Huh. Because what's the other lyric? Something about, I don't know what it says. I'll try to like paraphrase it or summarize it, I guess. Where basically in the song, the dad thinks that the girl is studying in her room because he's saved up for Harvard. And then she actually sneaks out of the window to meet with her boyfriend. Okay, so this person's first impression of you as well is that you're kind of sneaky. Like maybe you guys have a partner or a boyfriend, but no one knows about it. But for some reason, this person does. Like they peep that. Yeah, we have the Fool. So this person's first impression of you is that you're very adventurous, but like in a risky and dangerous way. Seeker. Yeah. I'm picking up on this song. What is it? Something about we are always blah, blah, blah for the thrill of it. So you're always seeking adventure or new experiences. Again, it's something about this adrenaline rush, wanting to feel something. And I don't know if you guys knew like super rich people growing up, but especially kids. Like when I was in high school, there was this one really rich school in my city, and one of my good friends from middle school ended up transferring there in high school, and I don't even know how she went to that school. And that's not like a dig on her, but you had to be very wealthy to attend this. It was like a private Catholic school, right? And those kids were doing crazy ass shit. They would be drinking and driving, running stop signs, laughing, thinking that it's funny. Like a few times, my friend ended up having like birthday parties, and I wasn't going to their school, right? I went to a normal public school. And I just remember witnessing these people doing crazy ass shit. It's like they had no fear. It's almost like they had so much money that wasn't satisfying them. They had to go seek out crazy experiences. So it's giving that type of energy here. Tell me more. So we have strategy. Okay, so this person's first impression of you is that you're very strategic. You know how to get what you want with a spider card, especially if it's a person. Let's say there's someone who's off limits, or there's a situation that's off limits. Somehow you will get that. You will achieve whatever it is you have in mind here. Also, with strategy, though, in the Fool card, this person's first impression, again, is that you're sneaky. Like you always have a plan, you always have a trick up your sleeve. Yeah, third wheel. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. Wasn't I saying in the beginning when I channeled Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne that you could potentially get involved in other people's relationships? You could steal other people's partners. Even if you don't do that, it's like you could have eyes for someone who's already in a relationship or something like that. But you want them and you're willing to get them at any cost, even though it's this whole thing. Third wheel and disturbance. Yeah, like this person's first impression is that you're out here breaking up relationships or breaking up homes, okay? Not saying you're a home wrecker, but that's what's coming through for you guys. Pile number 4. Again, if that didn't resonate, please feel free to choose another pile, okay? And don't accept anything that's not your truth, but that is what I'm getting for you guys. Thanks for watching.